I'm going to say Derrick Rose. Okay. You know, Dwayne is not a point guard. He's an offensive player. Okay, so that would be one reason I won't exclude him as a point, because I think he's an offensive player who can play.
He came in as a point,
yeah. Yeah, who can play at that position. Let's see. Well, Raja was not healthy. Raja Rondo, you know.
But you would count him in.
Yeah,
Okay.
he can get to the basket. Yeah. You know, he makes things happen. You know.
Parker.
Hey. Yeah. Tony Parker. I mean, he's showing you.
Right.
You know, he does it all the time. This guy can score, and you know the thing that he's doing so well is that he knows where his teammates are, and he's finding people. You know, he can get the ball to guys. I think Tony Parker. Westbrook has got tremendous confidence, and I like that. I mean, I like it. You know, you work with a guy like that because he believes if he catches you out in the court one-on-one, you know what he's going to do. He's going to the basket.
Yeah. Coach, let me ask you this. Jalen Rose, Magic Johnson, everybody's been making a big deal out of Tony Parker. You played against him, Croft. Do you guys think he would be the same player without Tim Duncan? Because my argument is I don't think he would be the same great point guard without Tim Duncan. I know what it's like when you play with a great player.
That's his argument.
Coach, do you think Tony Parker would be as good as he is if Tim Duncan wasn't on the floor?
Okay, that I don't know. I think that Tim makes a big difference because Tim is so unselfish, okay? And the thing is he can find people. He sets good screens. He does roll. He knows where to go, okay? And I think Tony has utilized that. He has learned. So, yeah, you know, players do make each other better. But, you know, I would say that I don't know if he might be just a little bit below if he didn't have
Tim Duncan.
Yes. Pardon me?
What has been your favorite team to coach?
My favorite team to coach? Well, no question, winning the NBA championship. You can't go any higher than that. And those guys were great. We had a lot of fun. When I took over that team, they were 5-17, and we turned it around. And Fred Brown, we didn't have a three-point line when Fred Brown was in his prime. And let me tell you something, he'd go to that corner and turn, pow, nothing but back net. But he was really quite a player. Dennis Johnson, okay, when we needed Dennis to stop a small forward or a two-guard that could really score, Dennis was our guy. We put Dennis on him, and Dennis could score as well. Gus Williams, the Wizard. I never saw anyone as quick as him. You know, now he couldn't handle the ball like Jamal, but he knew what his limits were. Okay, so that was a great team to coach. The other team that I enjoyed coaching, I mean, I enjoyed most of my teams, but the Cleveland Cavaliers. When I took over, and we had Mark Price, Brad Daugherty, we had Ron Harper, we had John Williams, Hot Rod Williams, we had, a kid named Johnny Newman. Craig Elo came to that team. Yeah. Our practices, we practice hard. And the great thing about that is we didn't have to drag it out because when I saw that they were ready, we'd stop them. And I've played for a couple of good coaches, and I've played for some guys who are out to lunch, that would want to make you work all day, and that's when people get hurt. A good coach knows when his team is fine, too. And he knows when to push them and when to back off.
So I think you're top 10 steals for the NBA and you create offense. There's one tip for the kids on offense and defense that you know every kid should know in practice. You have a secret offense, defense.
Well, I think that the offense, you have to develop a shot that's yours, that you know that you can get any time when you're on the floor. There are a lot of players that have to get help. But if offensively, if you got a move that you know you can get to it anytime you want to, then I think that helps you become effective. Defensively, you can't be afraid to challenge people. When I was a player, now they didn't keep track of steals, but I love to challenge a guy. I wasn't afraid to pick a guy at full court. I mean, I don't think that you have to do that, but certainly when a guy gets to half court, I'm going to make him worry. I want him to be concerned that I'm there. So I think that if you learn to play what I call position defense, where you're in front of your man all the time, you can make quick adjustments right or left. If you're on the side of him, and you saw this even in the series now, when they get on the side of LeBron, it's over. He just blows right to the basket. He's so strong. But I'm going to keep you in front of me. And if you're in front of me, then you've got to use your hands. You've got to make your hands work for you, because I want you to be concerned. I'm not always looking to steal the ball, but if you make a mistake, yes. Yeah.
Can you answer for the young kids here? Michael Jordan or LeBron James, and why?
Well, you're talking about two great players, really. Two great players that definitely had an impact on the game. And, I'd be happy with either one of them. I mean, I think they're both great players. I had Michael in All-Star games, and these guys, the thing about great players or guys who have the potential to be great, you don't have to keep telling them over and over. When you tell them something, they get it. And this is, I remember when we first were coaching the team in '92, the Olympic team. People say, isn't it hard? Isn't it hard because, all these personalities? Let me tell you something. These guys wanted to win. They wanted to show the world that they were the best. So they were the easiest guys to coach. Yeah. Toughest coach I ever coached against? Well, a lot of guys. I coached against Popovich. I've coached against Red Auerbach, who was one of the best. And he's the guy that I learned a lot from, because I thought that Red utilized his personnel better than anybody. And so I would put those two at the top of the list. Now, another guy who was a good coach was Cotton Fitzsimmons. And, he passed away too soon. Red Holtzman, who coached the Knicks. We had some good coaches, and we still have. We still got a lot of good coaches in the league. Yeah. Could 92 be 96? Maybe. It'd be a good game. It'd be a good game.
You've been around the game 40, 50 years, whatever it is. Michael Jordan's universally regarded as the greatest player ever. If you were going to start a team with anybody but Michael Jordan in the history of basketball, who would it be and why?
Well, there are a lot of guys. I don't know that there'd be one particular, but certainly I think that guys like LeBron James, I think that Chris Paul, Derrick Rose. I want a guy out there who's going to make everybody else better.
The argument with me has been Magic, the guy to start. Just take Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson, yeah, Magic's another one, yeah. No, I mean, let me tell you, those guys understood the game and they knew how to make people better. This is where Derrick Rose has to grow to, okay? He has the tools. but he has to grow to that. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, question. You like where the game is headed as far as statistically and making it so much of a numbers game?
Well, there are a lot of, I love the game of basketball. There are a couple of things I never would have liked or never would have done, okay? They got so concerned at one time that there wasn't enough scoring. And so what did they do? Okay, well, the three-point line wasn't so bad. Is they allowed the defense that if you call timeout, you're stuck, to throw the ball into the backcourt. No, you penalize the defense by allowing them to throw it into the backcourt. Why? If the defense works so hard and you only, got a little bit of time left, why take them off the hook? Why let them throw the ball in the backcourt? I was against that, always. So that part I didn't like, okay? We went through a stretch, they're getting away from it, where if you